me open that one.
But sir, videos are 30 you have uploaded. There is missing 32, 33, 34.
Actually, those are all not missing. Those videos are not missing. Okay. I just renamed like patching part 1, patching SQL Server part 2, like that. I just renamed. Okay. Let me open the channel. Okay. So if you go down, this is our channel, right? And if you see here videos, okay, right, and there you can see, okay. So 31, right? Class 31. This is class 32. Patching part 1, class 32, patching part 2, class 33, class 34. Again, continuously 35, 36, 37. Okay.
Okay, 2007 we should refer, sir.
Not 2007, 2017 only. Patching, like
Yeah,
whatever we have discussed in the last session, patching, right? So I
Okay,
just
right.
renamed from class 35 or 32, something like that. I just renamed to patching SQL Server 2017 part 1, part 2, part 3. Those are your 32, 33, 34 classes. Okay. These three videos are 32, 33, 34. Then again, you can see 35, 36, 37. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Clear? Any issues, any doubts? Everyone clear? Anyone tried patching SQL Server? Anyone faced any challenges, issues? Is it fine? No questions, no doubts?
Hey, hi Shanmugh. It's Ankam here.
Yeah, Ankam,
Hey,
tell
good
me.
morning, everyone.
Good morning, Ankam, tell me.
Yeah,
Good morning.
just I would like to introduce myself
Okay,
to
that will be
everyone.
great. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
done.
myself.
Yeah, Ankam,
Yeah, hi
please
everyone.
proceed. Yeah.
Myself Ankam Rao. I have a 5+ years experience in IT and different technologies. Now I am eagerly waiting for to learn SQL DBA. Thanks, Shanmugh, for your classes.
Yeah. Thank you, Ankam.
Yeah, one of my friend Rajesh, he told to me, he referred Shanmugh. Yeah, please carry on, Shanmugh.
Yeah, thank you, Ankam. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Okay. So in our last class, what we have discussed, can anyone tell me what we have discussed in the last class?
Logins,
Logins,
Windows
right?
logins, SQL logins, and
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. So what is the prerequisite for creating a Windows login?
you need to have account on locally or either
Yes.
Active Directory,
Yes.
and with SQL Server, there are no prerequisites for that. But while you are installing the server, you need to make sure you are selecting SQL Server authentication and Windows Server authentication.
Yes.
As
Very
in
good.
the
Right. Fine. So how to create a user in the Windows level? Can anyone tell me what is the shortcut to open users groups window? How to create a user in the Windows level?
shortcut
Luser
luser.mgr.
MGR.
lusermgr.msc.
Okay. Great. Right. So in our last class, let me open the diagram as well. Okay. So that you will get better understanding for logins and users. Okay. So I told you, right, for Windows login, in case you want to create a Windows login in the SQL Server, okay, what we have to do, the user has been created in the Active Directory level or in the Windows machine level. Usually in the organization, the account will be created in the Active Directory level. Okay. As of now, we don't have Active Directory. Okay. So that's why create a special account in the Active Directory level. Right. So in our last class, we have only discussed Windows login, how to create Windows login, how to create a SQL login. Fine. How many logins I can create in SQL Server?
32767.
Yes. How many users I can create in SQL Server?
Same,
32,767.
32,767.
Okay, very good. Okay, 32767. So probably you all understood like what is the difference between a Windows login and what is the difference between a SQL login, right? Right. So we have one more login called group login. Okay, we have one more login called group login, group Windows level login. Actually, it's been classified like that, but technically, like how you are creating a Windows login, in the same way we'll create the group login also. Why? What is the use of this group login? Why we have to create the group login? Okay, I'll tell you. So once you install the SQL Server, 10 users may access, 20 users may access, 100 users may access. In case if anyone wants to access the database, a login should be created in the server, right? True or false? Then only either it is a SQL login or Windows login. Yes, a Windows login or SQL login. First of all, a login should be created in the SQL Server. If we don't create login, even though he is a local administrator, even though he's a local administrator of that machine, still he cannot connect to the SQL Server as a security precaution. Not all people can connect to the SQL Server, right? Who can connect to my SQL Server? Who are members of the SQL Server logins list. They only can connect to my SQL Server, right? Not everyone. Even though you can log into the Windows machine directly, but don't think like everyone can connect to my SQL Server. No, maybe you are a Windows level admin, but you are not an authorized person to connect to my SQL Server. In case you want to access the SQL Server, what should be there? An account has to be created in the SQL Server. Then only you can connect to the SQL Server, right? So in the organization, we don't know, right? 100 people may connect, 1000 people may connect. Depends upon the requirement. So if in an application, if 1000 people are working, all 1000 people will connect to the SQL database. Okay, all right. Is it a good practice to create 1000 logins in SQL Server? 1000 people belongs to same team. Okay, is it a good practice? 1000 people needs the same kind of requests, same kind of permissions. Then is it good to create 1000 logins?
No, group login is there for 1,000.
Yes. So we are going to prefer group login in the SQL Server. We don't create manually. We don't create individual logins. Even forget about 1000 people or 2000 people. Today maybe 2 people are there in the group. Tomorrow it may be 20 people, right? So what we'll do is we are not going to create individual logins, but again, it's per company standards. Some companies will prefer group logins. Some companies will prefer individual logins. Again, I'm not saying like only group logins we have to prefer. As per the Microsoft recommendations, go with the group logins. Why again you have to like create each and every time? Why again you have to create a login? And why again you have to give permissions? Say for example, 10 people are there. 10 people are a team. 10 people need same access on a same database. Okay. Instead of creating 10 logins, if 10 people wants to connect to my SQL Server, what they have to do, we have to create 10 logins for them, right? Until then they cannot connect to my SQL Server, right? So instead of creating 10 logins for them, what we are going to do, we'll simply create a group login for them. Okay, we'll simply create a group login for them. 1 minute please, let me turn to the server remotely. Okay. So instead of creating 10 logins for them, what we will do, we are going to, just 1 minute guys, just 1 minute. Right. Okay. So instead of creating, okay, 10 logins for them, what we'll do is we'll create a group login for them. Okay. 10 or 20 or only one person is there, but still we'll prefer group login only. Once we created the group login, okay, then no need to create the individual logins again in the SQL server. No need to create the individual logins. Okay, you can simply, whenever a new person joined in the organization or whenever a new person joined in the team, simply he can raise a request to the Windows team to add into the existing AD group. Once he was added into the existing AD group, no need to create again individual login in the SQL server, as already a group is created for them in the SQL server. All the group members can connect to my SQL server, right? Simply in the SQL server, we are going to prefer group logins only instead of individual logins. In the last class, we have discussed how to create an individual login. So today we'll discuss how to create a group login. But while creating group login or creating individual login, there is no difference in the SQL server. Instead of individual name, we are going to create individual login. That's it. Okay. So nothing, the name is going to change. Earlier, I just created a Windows login for the, imagine Anil. Earlier in the last class, I have created Windows login for the Anil. Okay, simply now I will create a group login. Now in my team, like we are 15 members, right? We are 15 members today. Today's class, we are 15 members joined. Okay, right. So these 15 members wants to connect to my SQL server. What actually, I have to create 15 logins for you in the SQL server. Then only you people can connect to my SQL server, right? So what I will do, instead of creating 15 logins individually, I'll create a group login for you. Okay, I'll create a group login for you, and what I'll do, simply I'll add all you in the particular. Okay, 1 minute please. Okay, so I'll add all these 15 people into the same group. Once I created that particular group login in the SQL server, then automatically you all people can connect to my SQL server. Why we will do this? Why? Because creating individual logins is not a good option. Okay, for example, if you have 100 people or 2000 people, if you simply expand the security, okay, you can see lot of logins. Okay, if you expand the where we can see the logins in the security, you can see the logins list. Imagine 1000 people wants to access, so 1000 logins I have to create. If you create 1000 logins, how much list it will be? As of now, it is like around 15 to 20 logins, right? You can see the list now like this. Imagine if it is 1000 logins, the list will go down, go down, go down, like you cannot see the list also properly. So that is all, that is not a good option. Okay, not only that one, we don't prefer individual logins in the SQL server. Some people will follow this rule, some people will not follow this rule, so it's not like mandatory. In case your organization is following individual logins, create individual logins. In case your organization is following group logins, create group login. Only Windows logins, for Windows logins only we can create group logins. There is no group login concept for the SQL logins. Okay, only for Windows login we have a concept of SQL login, sorry, group login concept. For SQL logins, there is no such kind of group login concept, right? So before creating group login, what I'll do, I'll create a group in the Windows level or in the AD level. Okay, usually in the organization it will be in the AD level. Same concept. Here in the last class we just discussed it for one user. Now we are going to discuss it for group user. Okay, now we are going to discuss group user, group login, how to create a group login and all. So earlier what I did, in case if I want to create a Windows login, what I have to do, either I have to create a Windows user in the Windows level or I have to create a Windows user in the AD level, right? As of now, we don't have AD setup, so I just created Windows user in the machine level. Clear, right? Now I want to create a group login. Group login, right? Logins, let me login. Yes, okay. So let me do this one. Imagine this is my group. Okay. Two people are there, right? Imagine this is my group. Yes. Any questions?
గ్రూప్ అంటే ఏ లెవెల్ విండోస్ వాళ్ళు ఉంటారు, సీక్వెల్ వాళ్ళు ఉంటారా ఆ గ్రూప్ లో, లేకుంటే టీమ్ అది?
Team. Okay, it's not like Windows or SQL. Okay, forget about Windows. At all are team, right? So whenever you connected, say for example, now we have 15 members in our class, right? In case if these 15 members selected to a single company, imagine you all people selected for a IBM company. Once you are selected for an IBM company, what IBM will do, IBM will create a individual logins for all of you. Why? Because you cannot login with other users credentials, right? You will have your own username, you will have your own password. Clear? Right? Imagine these 15 people are a team. They have to work under a team. All are team and they need same kind of access. Okay, so what we will do, first Windows team will create a individual accounts for all of your 15 people. Then once we request Windows team, DBA team will request Windows team. Okay, then what they will do, for all 15 people they will create one group login. They will create a group login first, then they are going to add all these 15 people to the particular group login. So what we will do, we'll simply create a group login in the SQL server. That's it. Okay, we'll simply create a group login in the SQL server. Imagine this is your group. Okay, as of now 2 people are there. Imagine a lot of people are there. So these people wants to access my SQL server. Okay, these people wants to access my SQL server, again the SQL server. And from here, okay, what we'll do, we'll create a group login, Windows login for them. Okay, we'll create a Windows login for them. Let me write. Okay, so based on that we'll give access to them. Based on that, whether these people are wants to access all the databases or a particular databases, we are going to give access to them accordingly. Actually this group is going to be created in the Active Directory. Okay, this group is going to be created in the Active Directory. I told you, right, as of now we don't have Active Directory set up. So what I'll do, I'll create a group in the, okay, Windows level. Clear? Usually this group will be created in the Active Directory level, but we don't have Active Directory setup as of now. We have a class on Active Directory, nothing to worry. I'll tell you how to configure Active Directory and all. Okay, so what we'll do, first we'll create a group in the Windows machine, then we'll create a group login in the SQL server. Based on that we'll give access. Maybe the group is looking for access on a single database or multiple databases, we can give it. Simply how we have created this user, in the same way we'll create the group also. How we have created this login in the SQL server, in the same way we'll create a group login also. Simply the name is going to be changed, that's it. Remaining everything is same. Why we are going to create a group login, why we are going to prefer group login? Okay, as a best practice, okay, we are going to create a group logins instead of creating individual logins and all. Individual logins won't looks good and again creates issues also. So that's why we'll prefer group login. Okay, remember guys, group login means all this group who are the members of this group will have same kind of permissions. Okay, don't think like 3 people are there in this group. Imagine 3 people are there in this group. Don't think first person will have some different permissions, second person will have some different permission, third person will have different, but nothing like that. Who are the members of that group will have same kind of permissions. Clear? Who are the members of this group will have the same kind of permissions. There is no different permissions for different users in the same group. Okay, same permissions will be there. In such case only we are going to create the group login. If people are looking for different permissions, then again we have to create different groups. Is it clear? Who are the members of this group will have same permissions. Who are the members of this group will have same permissions. Just give me a minute, sorry for that. right? So is it clear? All the users part of a group will have same kind of permissions. Let me know if you still having any confusion on this. Instead of individual logins, usually we are going to prefer group logins. Okay. So Windows team will help us to create a group. Okay. Once Windows team created a group, then we have to simply create a login in the SQL Server. The process is same. Nothing to worry. Okay, how we have created this login, Windows login in the SQL Server, in the same way we'll create the group login also. No different options, no new options. Only one thing is, one advantage is, we are not going to prefer the individual logins, as individual logins maybe a 10 members or 20 members or 200 members or 2000 members. It won't looks good, right? And again, creating 2000 logins is a headache, and giving different permissions on 2000 logins is also a headache. Maintenance is also a headache. So we'll prefer the group login instead of individual logins. That's it. Clear? Still having any issues on this?
Clear.
Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
Sir, clear.
Sir,
Yes,
group
yes.
login maybe a risk is also there, no, sir. But anyone something unknowingly do something, then it will
No,
go
no, no,
through
no, no,
group,
no,
no, sir.
no, 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 nothing like that. We can track it. Okay. Why? Because group login means, don't think like a group will be created and the same username and password will be given to each and every person. Very good question. Don't think like
Okay.
that. Okay. Say, for example, in our group, 15 members are there. Okay. You can log in with your account only. There is no
Okay.
common username and common password so that everyone can access. Nothing like
Okay.
that. You can log in with your own name and with your own password so that we can easily track it. Who deleted the objects? Who created the
Okay.
objects? There is no risky kind of thing. Immediately we can track it using SQL Server error logs. Okay, Param deleted this object. Hey Param, why you deleted this object? We can ask you. Okay, so everything will be easily trackable. Don't think like group login is a common password and common username. Nothing like that. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay,
Yeah.
sir.
So everything will be trackable. Yes. Any
So
other
it's
questions?
like a, yeah, it's just like a group where we are putting all the users
Yes,
actually.
that's it. That's it. Simply a
Yeah.
group where we are going to
Yeah.
add all the users in the group. That's it.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Is it
Is there
clear?
any limit? Is there any limit for the group logins?
No, 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 no. There is no limit. You can create like normal login only. That is also log. Means you're asking how many members we can add in a group.
How much? Yes, yes,
I
yes.
don't know why, because this is a Windows team work, right? So I don't know how many members we can add it, but I'm not sure. Maybe I guess it is also 32,767. I'm guessing, but just check
No,
it
I
in the.
think so in groups generally there are nested groups as well, depending upon, I don't think so there is such kind of a limit. You can add,
Okay.
Yeah. So then, if there are increase in number of people, then you can just go with the nesting groups as well, groups under groups kind of thing. Yeah. That
Okay.
hierarchy. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a bit different than, what, yeah.
Yes. Okay. That's fine, but not very too less. I guess at least 1,000 or 2,000 will be there. Okay. So I have to check it. I'm not sure why, because this is Windows people are going to create the group logins in the Active Directory. So they will know what is the limit of each group. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions?
But this is only Windows level only, no, sir.
Yes.
But
Only
not for the
Windows.
SQL Server level.
Once Windows people created Windows, see, earlier in the last class we have discussed it, right? How to create a
Yes.
Windows login in the SQL Server. Once we have, okay,
Okay.
Windows user in the Windows level, then only I can create, right?
Yes, sir.
How this login has been created in the SQL Server? There is a dependency. We have created this user in the Windows level, lusermgr.msc. Once this user is
Okay.
created, then I created Windows login for him. Right? In the
Mm.
same way, first we have to create a group in the Windows level or Active Directory level. Okay, once it was successful, then we have to simply browse the group name and you can create the group login.
Okay.
Clear? Right?
Yes, sir.
Fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just 1 minute, please. Okay, fine. Okay, so let me create a group login. Let me know in case. Yes, yes.
Why SCA login is showing red mark here?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Okay. So usually if the
Okay.
login is in disabled state, okay, if the login is in disabled state, then you can see, okay, a red mark there. Okay, SCA is disabled, so that's why you can see
Okay.
red mark in the SCA. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
right. These logins are disabled logins. Okay. So how to enable this login? Can anyone tell me how to enable a disabled login?
Right click enable.
Right click,
Enable
enable.
option is there.
Right click, right click, right click, right click, enable. I don't see enable option.
Properties.
Okay. So right click, go to the properties of the login. Then you can see status space. Okay. There you can see enabled or
Status.
disabled. Okay. So in case you want to enable, just select the enable option. Just click OK. Automatically it will be enabled. Okay. This is how we are going to enable any login. Okay. Fine. Right. Let me create a group login. Before creating group login, what we have to do? I want to create a group login now in the SQL Server. What we have to do now?
You have to create a group
Very good. In the
Active Directory, in the the local machine itself
yes,
now.
very
Because
good.
we
Okay.
are, yeah.
Yes. Let me create a group in the Windows level first. Okay. Before that, let me try like this. Okay. Let me create a group login for SQL DBS. New login. Search group login. Only Windows authentication. There is no SQL authentication for group login. Only Windows logins we can group together. There is no SQL authentication for group login. Okay. Search. Okay. And let me type SQL DBS. Okay. I want to, the meeting is going to close now. It is showing less than a minute. I'll reopen the meeting. Please join immediately. Okay. With the same link and same passcode. I'm closing the meeting. I'll reopen the meeting. Try to join with the same link and same passcode. Okay.